I'm Ruth Bland from Green Bank Elementary Middle School principal, and I do wish to thank the Pocahontas County Prevention Coalition for all the different programs that they bring to our schools. They are very active within all the schools here in Pocahontas County, and their programs are quality programs, and it provokes a lot of thought among our students as well as our instructors at the school. So I thank them very much for providing those programs for the students here in Pocahontas County. I wanted to talk about a few things. Judge Pomponio was talking about the sanctions that are not there anymore in the schools, and it made me think of my father. My dad was a spare the rod, spoil the child type of person, and there was always a paddle hanging in our kitchen. And when Dad passed away, brothers and I got into a big fight over who's going to get the paddle. Well, we all decided that whoever was used the most one got the paddle, and Brother Dave is the one that got the paddle. That paddle is still hanging in his kitchen, and he lives a mile away from my parents' home in the same hometown. So, yes, those sanctions are gone, and it does become very difficult at times to punish or discipline children that have drug, alcohol, and tobacco usage in the schools. Our hands sometimes can be tied with the options that we have for those students, but the most important option that there needs to be in the school is an effective counseling program to instill in the students that there was a reason why they did what they did, and if we can work with them to find out why they did it and provide them with alternative activities, then perhaps we can really attack the problem in a better way. And I do have to do a little bragging this evening, and I have some of my after-school teachers here this evening, that Green Bank School has a rockin' after-school program. It certainly does. This evening we had homework help for grades 1 through 8. We had ceramics for grades 6 through 8. We had robotics for from Carnegie Hall. We had that program come in with robotics this evening for grades 1 through 8. We have computers going. We have oil painting. We have tumbling from the Parks and Recreation Vista worker, Emily, sitting there. We have a newspaper elective. Ms. Peterson is teaching that. And this evening, I was kind of counting up how many students we had at school this evening. I had 4th and 5th grade basketball practice going on. There are 20 kids on the 5th grade team, and there are 12 kids on the 4th grade team. That's 32 children. Girl Scouts were meeting this evening. That's another 10. That's 42. There were probably 25 to 30 kids in after school this evening. By the time I counted it up, I had a third of my school stay after school. A third of my students that were at school in a safe environment with wonderful activities to encourage them to explore their talents and a safe place to be. And their parents knew where they were, who they were with, and what they were doing. And I know I heard some complaints, some of the teachers that are parents also at Green Bank about the activity buses being overloaded. Well, great. Maybe a problem that they're overloaded, but that means those kids are staying after school and they're participating in sports or other activities or other academic endeavors that keep them here at the school and give them wonderful activities that are not focusing on the bad things. And let me tell you, the bad things happen. It saddens me. And it is traumatic when I have an elementary school child that can come in and tell me how parents crush pills and can snort pills. It's traumatic to me when I have elementary children that are in juvenile detention facilities. Elementary children. It saddens me when I have a middle school student come crying to us in the morning and they can't get themselves together because their parents couldn't get themselves together because of a bender of the night before or because they haven't come down off of their high. But we still have to educate them. They come to me upset. They come to me worried about their parents. They come to me about how am I going to make it through the day and what am I going to do when I get home. We have services that we can tap into, Child Protective Services, DHHR, Prevention Coalition, but you know what, those are just, right now, that's just like a Band-Aid. There has to be far-reaching programs that go into our communities and say, we are tired of this type of behavior. We want good quality programs for our students, and we want a great place for our kids to go. If you look at Pocahontas County, and I know you say, well, schools for school, but our schools are community centers. You're here tonight in this school in a town meeting. This is a community meeting about a problem. Our schools are community centers, and we need to have interagency cooperation to bring the best programs possible to our students, whether it be before school, whether it be during school, or whether it be after school. You know, my job is not that I'm disappointed every day and it's not traumatic every day. But I'm telling you, those days when it's so hard, when those children are crying, or I'm watching an elementary child or a middle school child go with law enforcement, those days stick out more than what those happy days do. And you know what? I don't want that. I want every day to be happy. I want every child to be safe, and I want every child to be secure, and I want every child to be away from alcohol and drug usage. That's what I want. I know it's a very hard dream to come to reality. But if we all work together as a community, we can do it. And let me tell you, this evening, Girl Scout leaders, coaches in there, teachers were in there, parents were in and out. That's what we want. You need to be there and know exactly what your children are doing, and the schools or the different agencies need to provide those activities for the kids. And the judge also talked about Davis Stewart, and yeah, there are children that know those names. Are you going to send me to Davis Stewart? Are you going to send me to the mountain school? They know the names, they know the places. That's sad. No, the best place for you to be is Greenback School. That's where I want you. I don't want you at mountain school. I don't want you at Davis Stewart. I want you at Greenback School. That's the best place for you to be. Or Hillsborough School, or Marlington School, or Marlington Middle, or Pocahontas County High School. That's the best place for our children who live in this community to be, not in schools outside of this county because they cannot behave or they cannot get drug or alcohol addictions under control. There are lots of policies that deal with tobacco usage, drinking on school grounds. Our County Board of Education has been going through policies and has been revising policies. And I pulled one policy out that was done in 1976. And just to listen to this, you will see how our world has evolved since 1976. And it deals with student smoking. Here is the policy. Students shall not be permitted to smoke on the school grounds or in the school building during the school day or at school activities held after school hours or while riding on school buses to and from school. Parental permission to smoke does not exempt a student from this policy. That was in 76. All right? Since that time, is it illegal to be in possession of tobacco? Yeah. Okay, is it illegal to smoke on school property? Yeah. All right? And have those policies changed? Yes, there is a tobacco control policy.